Hello there and welcome to the Village Home Store's showroom, where we are super excited today to welcome an expert guest. This is Beth Nordby from Custom Order Home Organizing, and we are excited to partner with Beth to help us explain to you better ways to use these beautiful spaces that we designed for you. Welcome to Village, Beth.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me. I'm really excited to work in these spaces. The design team does such a great job here, and I'm really excited to kind of show off some of the versatility and functional and organizational needs that they fulfill.
This is great, and I'm super excited about learning about different ways to use the exact same space. We're going to start today in this bar display and show you two very relatable times you might want to set up a wet bar in your home. So we're really here to encourage you to get organized, be organized already to make those transitions easier, and Beth's going to help us with that. And also think outside the box. You may have a space set up one way most of the year, but a few days out of the year, it could be used a different way as long as you are open to that idea. So Beth is going to help us out, and we're going to get started with what's the first setup we're going to do?
We're going to set this up first as kind of a coffee and beverage station. I think these spaces are really workhorses in a home, and they can serve a lot of purposes, but by far I see them used as coffee stations and kind of beverage stations the most.
Absolutely. Okay,
Yeah.
So let's get started.
So let's take a tour of this space that I've set up currently as a coffee/beverage station for your everyday family use. I've got a coffee maker here as well as the coffee. I like to put them in a decorative container and have them out so they're easy to get at so that you could get that coffee made, get done, move on with your day. Also like to have some of your most used items here really accessible. We've got our flavorings, we've got our favorite coffee mugs right here, and those are going to be down on this lower shelf where you can access them easily. The upper shelf we're going to use more for those less used items. And also I like to incorporate a little bit of decor in there. I think it's really important to have some beauty in with your functionality because it feels good for one thing. And when you feel good about a space, you're definitely going to be more invested in maintaining it. So believe it or not, having a beautiful space and incorporating decor can actually help with your organization as well. This is a gorgeous deep drawer. This is where all those little odds and ends that you have, tea packets, cocktail napkins, things for a bar use, all fit really nicely in here. Down here is where you're gonna have things like maybe those cups and things that aren't as beautiful or aren't used as often that you don't necessarily want out on display. It can be your shaker bottles, protein powders, water bottles for kids' sports, things like that. Down here is a great space to have your trash and your recycling, which you're definitely gonna wanna have because a space like this generates a lot of that. I love this feature here. So I like to have paper towels accessible all the time, but I don't really want them out on my countertop. So this makes them readily accessible. And then check this out. We've got extra storage behind it for additional rolls. So you don't have to run to your pantry or utility room or wherever you store those when you run out of your current rolls. So that's a great feature that Village has put in here. Another feature that they've done that I really love, down here you'll see that they've installed a pull-out shelf. I really encourage you when you're considering a renovation or a new build to opt for a pull-out shelf or a drawer rather than a static shelf because it offers so much more versatility and functionality. You can get at the things in the back much easier than you can with a static shelf, and it's really great too for heavy items like these liquor bottles, which we're going to show you what we're going to do with those in a minute. Another thing I want to point out about this great feature of these roll-out shelves is that they come in different depths. So you can see we have a deeper one here for these bottles so that they don't tip over, but you can go more shallow as well, maybe for a pantry or something like that. And not only that, they're adjustable as far as how high in the cabinet they are. So you could maybe accommodate a shelf and a drawer. So this is a great feature that I really recommend for the majority of my clients, especially in those lower cabinets. So now that I've given you a tour, let's do a little reset and I'm going to show you how to use this space in an entirely different way. Okay, so let's take a little tour. I like to have a few of the most popular liquors that people like to have out and available for guests, maybe one of each, a gin, a vodka, etc. And I really like to put them on a tray. It's not necessary, but it makes things feel very purposeful and well organized. Then moving over here, I really like to invest in a really beautiful bar set because it really then can serve as decor as much as it's serving a function. You've got a beautiful cocktail shaker and some beautiful mixing ware here. I love a gorgeous crystal decanter. This is a really great way if you have a whiskey drinker, a brandy drinker in your household. This is a great thing to use for those beverages, and some gorgeous cut glass glassware. And then this is a fun little surprise. Most of my guests are canned beverage drinkers, and so I like to keep koozies in a beautiful little hidden spot, but it keeps them contained while also being very beautiful to look at. And then whatever are the most popular glassware for your guests, whether it's Pilsner glasses, wine glasses, champagne glasses, make sure that they're readily available for guests here. And then moving up, you can see we really just kept the same decor, so it's easy to do, really easy transition from day to night, if you want to say that. And so you can get ready for your guests in a really short period of time, and it doesn't have to feel like a burden to entertain. So now we've seen the exact same space a couple different ways, and you can see how when you have a plan for things and everything has a place, transitioning from one to the other doesn't have to be hard. You can move very quickly from one to the other, and what that means is that when you do entertain, when you do have people over, you can take the time and just relax and enjoy, and it doesn't have to be something that you dread.